welcome to week 3 of the NEWTs Readathon. It's now Monday, it's about dinner time, I think it's about 6:45. So if you're hearing strange squeaking noises, that's the guinea pigs who want their food. But I did quite a lot of reading today. I was pretty tired today, so I didn't want to do too much. I did go into town for a little bit because I had to pick up some things and buy some presents for my boyfriend, whose birthday is tomorrow. But I did manage to finish Holding by Graham Norton. I'm giving this 3 out of 5 stars. I read this for Ancient Runes, for an Exceeds Expectations, and the prompt for that was read a book in the past tense. So yeah, I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I think it would have been lower if I don't like small town stories, but I do have a soft spot for stories that are set in small villages in the middle of nowhere and that have some sort of mystery or crime thing going on, and that's what this book was. So I did really enjoy it, but it wasn't very good. There were 2 big plot twists and I guessed both of them, and there were some things I didn't really like. The first one is the thing that became apparent on the first page, and that's the fat shaming that happened in this book. One of the main characters, PJ, who is the policeman or the guard in this town, he's really fat. He's described as being really fat, and that's fine. I'm all for characters in all shapes and sizes, but the fact that he is quite big is emphasized in pretty much every chapter he's in. People loathe him for it almost. They definitely look down on him for his weight. Even though he holds a position of authority in this town, he is very much aware of it himself, and I think that was done quite well. His own thoughts about himself, he knows that he is big and he is troubled by this, but he has his reasons for it. There is a backstory to why he's grown quite large. He doesn't like that people treat him differently because of that. So that was done quite well. But then there are all the other people who just look at him as the big oaf, or the detective that comes down from the big city refers to him as Sergeant Sumo when he's not around. And that just really started to get on my nerves. I mean, on the one hand you have this quite good portrayal of a character who happens to be fat, but on the other hand there's constant emphasis on the fact that he is overweight. So yeah, that bothered me, especially as it just kept going and going. The other thing I didn't really like was the writing style. At times it was really good, but at other times I just felt like Graham Norton just wanted to add some more adjectives to his nouns, and the descriptions took me out of the story a little bit because there were so many of them. I don't know, I really like Graham Norton. I actually bought this just because it's by Graham Norton and it's a signed edition. I bought it in Dublin. But yeah, I think the story could have been stronger. I was enjoying it all the way through. I liked it, but like I said, I guessed both the plot twists. I did like the characters. They were flawed and sometimes unlikable. So yeah, definitely a 3-star read. I enjoyed my time with this, but I don't think it's a very good book. So that means I've now read 3 books for the NEWTs Readathon. I've got my E in Ancient Runes and my A in Defense Against the Dark Arts. And the 4th book I'm going to be reading is Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. I'm going to pick this up this evening after dinner, I think, or perhaps a little later. This is for my O in Ancient Runes. That's an outstanding. And it is, for the prompt, a book that's been on your TBR for ages, and this has definitely been on my TBR for a very long time. It's a graphic novel, but I've been told by my boyfriend that it is quite a dense graphic novel, and there are also pages that are just text, like here. So I think I'm not going to finish this in one evening, let's just put it like that. But I am looking forward to finally reading this because, like I said, I've been wanting to do so for a very long time. Hello, it's now Wednesday. I didn't vlog at all yesterday because it was my boyfriend's birthday, so we had a fun day. His parents and brother came over and my parents came over later as well, and we all had Indian food together and we played some games and we watched some football or soccer as Americans would say it. and it was just a fun time all together. I also made a cake, a Black Forest cake or Black Forest gâteau, and it didn't come out entirely as I had hoped because the cake barely rised at all, but it did taste pretty good still. I meant to film some of that, but I forgot, and that's fine too. But if I remember to do so, here's a picture. And yeah, it was a fun day, but the past 3 days were kind of tiring, so today I'm having a day of hopefully doing very little at all because I'm really tired. I'm about to start my next book for the NEWTs Readathon, which is Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. This is a graphic novel. I think Alan Moore is the most acclaimed writer in the graphic story medium. He wrote things like V for Vendetta, From Hell, Miracle Man and Swamp Thing. But I think this is one of his most famous graphic novels as well. So I'm excited to finally read it. I don't know if I'll film any more clips today. I'm noticing I have trouble finding the right words and saying the things I want to say, so I'll just leave this be for now. I think I'm going to mostly read today, maybe watch some Netflix and do some Sims, and that's about it. So hopefully I'll have some more energy and some more things to say tomorrow, but we'll see. Hello there, it's now Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday. I just got home from the cinema. I finally went to see Spider-Man Far From Home, and I really loved it. I saw the first Spider-Man earlier this year on Netflix. I missed it when it came out in cinemas, and I really liked that one too. I have to say I have a soft spot for Tom Holland. He's just the perfect Spider-Man. He's just so adorable, kind of. You don't want any bad things to happen to him. And I liked the plot of this one too, of Peter Parker basically being forced into action and superhero mode while all he wants to do is be on a school trip with his friends and the girl he likes. So yeah, that was fun. I didn't do much reading yet today. I hope to do some more this evening. I'm about to have dinner and I think I'm going to watch some Netflix while I eat dinner. And I think I might film a short video after that because I've decided to change the name of my channel because I'm not doing any more baking videos, and I created an intro and a banner for my YouTube channel and I thought of the name. So yeah, I think I'm going to fix that as well, or I might do it tomorrow. That video will probably be up by now, so I'll link it above. After that I'll read some more of Watchmen. I think I'm about 100 pages in. I really like it. I really want to read more of it, but I just haven't really had the time. But yeah, that's me for today. Nothing much exciting has been happening. This is the last week before I start my new job, so I'm just taking it easy. And to be honest, I haven't felt like vlogging much. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have my dinner now. If you hear any scrunchy, crunchy noises, that's because I just gave these guys their dinner of endive, bell pepper, cucumber and some carrot over there. So they're just munching away. But yes, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Hello there. That sounded Canadian. It's now Saturday. It's a little after 12, I think. I have been reading for most of the morning. I'm still reading Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. I'm a little over halfway through. I'm on page 258 of a little over 400, I believe. It's a graphic novel, like I said before, and it's really good. I think this is one of the best graphic novels I've ever read, and apparently it's also one of Time Magazine's best novels of all time. It's really well structured. There are 12 chapters and they all consist of 28 pages of just regular graphic novel stuff, and then at the end of each chapter there are 4 pages of text. So in the chapter I'm reading now, at the end there will be 4 pages of this newspaper called The New Frontiersman. I think it's a right-wing newspaper. This one has a couple of pictures on it as well, but there are also chapters that are just pages of plain text, which is interesting. It's all background stuff, usually stuff that's been mentioned in the main story. So, for example, you get to read a couple of chapters from an autobiography that's written by one of the characters in the book. So that's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. The artwork is really good, and the combination of the text and the artwork is really good as well. It's set in 1985, I haven't said that yet, and the Cold War is going on, and it's about these superheroes that used to be active like about 10 years ago, but that were outlawed, and so they are now living other kinds of lives, normal lives, but then things start happening and they need to figure out what's going on. Are they being killed off? Are they being targeted? And they are being thrown back into the past a little bit because so much is happening that reminds them of that, and some of the events that are happening cause them to have to act. That was vague, but it's really good. Hello, so once again I'm ending this vlog on Monday instead of Sunday, so I guess it's becoming a tradition now. I did finish another book this weekend. I finished Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars because I do think this is the best graphic novel I have ever read. It's often referred to as the best graphic novel ever, and I can see why. It consists of 12 chapters and they're so incredibly well structured. Every little detail that you ever see or that is ever mentioned in this book comes back. Everything is there for a reason and everything is incredibly well thought out, and that just blew my mind. And the characters are all very interesting as well. It took me a little while to really get into it, but once I really had gotten into it, I was just fascinated by all of these characters who are or were superheroes or masked vigilantes, as they were called here, and none of them are fully good. If there is such a thing as fully good, they all had their struggles, and some of them did it for the fame or because it made them feel good instead of because it helped other people. And then there were people who just went way too far in what they did or who were very radical. And it was so interesting because all of those superhero films and stories are usually all about the good versus the bad, and that was not the case here, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. I would definitely recommend this book, and I'm so glad I finally read it. And I'm probably gonna watch the film because this has also been made into a film with my boyfriend next weekend. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So that means I've now finished 4 books? Yes, 4 books. And the other book I finished this week was obviously Holding by Graham Norton, which I finished on Monday, I think. And I already talked about that, so I'm not gonna wrap it up again. So now I'm only reading one book, this one, which the dust jacket is in my bookcase because I don't want to damage it. This is I'll Be There For You by Kelsey Miller, the book about friends I've been reading since the start of the readathon. I now have only about, I want to say 60 or so pages left, so I hope to finish this week. I'm still really enjoying it. I watched an episode of Friends last night with my boyfriend, the episode that is often called the best episode of Friends ever, which is the one where they all find out, or the one where everybody finds out, something like that. I'm not gonna say what they found out because I know my best friend is probably watching this and we're watching all the Friends together because she hasn't seen it and I don't want to spoil it for her. But those of you who've watched Friends probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm seeing everything in a completely new light now I'm reading this book, and it's made me love the show even more. I had grown a lot more critical of it over the years because some of the plot points have become very dated, like Chandler's dad, who is a transgender person. She is now a she, even though she used to be a he and is Chandler's dad. That storyline isn't handled very well, especially not from today's perspective. But back then things were very different, and through reading this book and what people have to say about it, I am realizing that. And I knew Friends was popular, but I didn't really know all of the impact that it has had, and this book really explains that as well. So yeah, definitely enjoying this. And then I am going to read another book next to the Friends book, and that is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, or the Grisha trilogy. I'm not sure what the correct name is these days. I read the first book during the reading rush, which happened in the last week of July. And I'm reading this one for History of Magic. And the prompt is to read a book that has a map in it. And this is one of the only books that has a map in it that I have left that I haven't read yet. And I'm really looking forward to it because I really enjoyed Shadow and Bone. So this is going to be fun. I might start it tonight, but maybe tomorrow or later. But yeah, that's what's going on with the NEWTs Readathon. I had my very first day of work at my new job today, which is why I'm filming this in the afternoon. I was really nervous, which is also why I didn't film anything yesterday, because I was just nervous and anxious all day. But I had a great day and it was a lot of fun. My colleagues all seemed very nice and I enjoyed the work as well. So yeah, really happy about that. So let's end the vlog here. This was week 3 of the NEWTs Readathon. I'm not sure how much I'll be filming for week 4 because I'm just starting my new job. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more of me. And have a wonderful day. Bye!